Let's go.
All right, yo, what's good, everyone? We are here for feature presentation, movie talk time. I'm Quasi, my guy Joey, finale. What's good, fellas? We're doing another week of movie talk. Sus is out today, but we're definitely going to chop it about some movies, about a couple TV shows. I figured we get things started off with the Mortal Kombat new trailer that just came out, which is a full trailer. Looks crazy. Basically, you've got Sub-Zero in there, Scorpion, all the main characters. I want to get you guys' thoughts, and then I'll chime in a little bit. So, Joe, if you want to start a finale, whoever wants to start.
Sure. Man, listen, if you're not watching the Red Band trailer, you're doing yourself a disjustice of bringing in this movie or getting an idea where this movie is going to go. Because, man, out the gate, you know, when you just see Sub-Zero and Jax go at it, and Sub-Zero just freezes his arms, breaks him. Now you see how Jax gets his, metal arms in the first place. Just everything about it looked good. I like the Cole Young character too. Kind of gives a more human aspect to it. And I personally think that Cole Young is going to be Johnny Cage by the end of the movie, but that'll be later on. That we'll dive into theories. But a great trailer, a great battle between Sub-Zero and Scorpion. That really stole the show, and really at that point was like, yo, take my money after that. But the fatalities at the end.
Yes.
And what Kano said, when Kano wins, I was like, yes. Oh man, sign me up. I can't wait. April 16th.
What do you think, finale?
I'm like, finally they're doing it right.
Right.
We waited long enough for this. I'm hoping that's Bihan Sub-Zero, and he turns into Noob Saibot and Scorpion kills him.
Ooh, that shit.
I want to see Noob Saibot.
I got a little behind the scenes because I saw an interview that Joe Taslim did, who plays Sub-Zero. He was talking to Scott Adkins because Scott Adkins does this show with stunt guys. And so they were talking about Mortal Kombat. And he said, the cool thing about this one is that they did a whole 10-minute fight, which should be the whole 10 minutes where we see it, where it's Sub-Zero and Scorpion before the masks are on. So you get an origin fight, and then you obviously get the movie fights too, where they're already masked up and stuff. So that shit's gonna be great. They're gonna go really in depth into both of those characters' backgrounds.
Yeah, those are the two main. Those are the two main
guys
man.
that you want to check out.
But do we know if is that the original Sub-Zero, or is that the younger brother?
He didn't spoil all that, but Joe Taslim is the guy playing Sub-Zero in it. He was also in like the Raid and some other stuff. But when he was talking about the movie, he put that out there. Nah, there's a big 10-minute fight. He was like, I like the way they're approaching this. It's a lot more gritty. It's gonna be more gory, obviously, than the first one, less comical. So you know what route they're taking with this.
Yeah, they're listening to the video game.
Yeah,
because if you see Mortal Kombat X and 11, it's bloody, gruesome, breaking stuff.
Yeah. What I like too is that they're also getting into like the mythology behind Mortal Kombat, and they're staying true to the games. Something I think, the original one, it was like a cash cow because Mortal Kombat's franchise was so huge, and they were trying to do as much as they could, and with now being, you have so many ways to, use CGI, and, they didn't have the technology back then that they have now. Still a solid movie for what it was. The first one, at least. The second one, we don't acknowledge.
Yeah.
But
we'll only talk about the first one.
This is a vast improvement.
You were mad at Raiden being whitewashed?
Yo, bro. First off,
they needed a big name. Not to interrupt, but they needed a big name. So Christopher Lambert was the guy.
Highlander, man.
They said, bring the Highlander in.
I was talking to my boy. My boy was like, "Yo, man, how they do Christopher Lambert and not bring him back?" I'm like, "Dog, he didn't even fight in the first movie."
That was a cash grab.
He said enough.
Yeah,
that was it.
They gave him a check. They wanted the name in there to get more marketability on the movie, and mission accomplished on that. A quick funny story. Actually, behind the scenes, my Sifu, my instructor in martial arts, was actually in that movie. He was the guy that fought Goro, the black guy that he killed.
Yeah.
So he told me behind the scenes about the Christopher Lambert thing. He was like, yeah, they just grabbed him for the name, but also that Goro was a full size thing that they actually remote controlled and everything. So that movie kind of was ahead of its time.
We got to get that man on the show, man.
Right.
That's good.
I'll ask him.
That's good content right there.
Yeah, man. I've got a few behind the scenes tidbits on that.
That's cool.
But
I want to see. Do you think they're gonna have Baraka in there?
Ooh, I think. Remember that little.
With Melina.
But when Sonya was like kind of giving the, talking about the markings or whatever, and then they showed that little painting. I think those are like the Baraka like origin story, or that's gonna like kind of tease that,
I think
part of that.
Melina, Katana. I think all those characters will be in there in some.
Well, we
shape
saw
or form.
Melina. Melina licked her size. when
Yeah,
her teeth-
Melina's in there.
Right.
Yep.
So then that means Katana's going to be in there too, because the
Has
whole
to.
lineage with
I
them.
mean, yeah.
That's
Shao
gonna happen.
Kahn's in there, so maybe
Yeah.
Sindel.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but
It's-
Shiva.
Huh?
Shiva.
They've got a whole boatload of characters they can choose from. So I think I just want to make sure it's good. I'm just hoping it's good. I mean, trailers are one thing. I'm just hoping the movie is solid. It's been
Do
such
we
a
know
long
the
time
runtime?
since- That I don't know. I know it comes out April 16th, HBO Max. Everyone's looking forward to it. Yeah, it's a good question. The runtime, I have no idea. I'm thinking 2 hours, but it could be less.
Well, if they're gonna have all these original stories, then it needs to.
Needs a little time to breathe. So
Yeah.
we'll see. So let's move on. I got a few things on the list, but I wanted to call an audible today because we didn't have it on here. But the new Superman series starts tomorrow night on the CW. It's Lois and Clark, or Clark and Lois. I don't even know what they're calling it. But it stars the guy, the dude Hoechlin, who played Superman in the Supergirl series for the CW. I think we need to mention it. Sus is a huge Superman fan. I know Finale is not your thing, but me and Joey, we got to at least comment on this, what we're expecting from the show. What are you thinking, Joey?
Like it looks good. No cap. Like I think it's kind of got, like, one thing about these TV shows is like you can kind of peep all the like cheesy CGI in some of them.
Yeah.
I think with this one, it's more of a better quality TV series that we're getting for Superman. So I mean, I'm all in. I want to check it out. I think it's a 2 hour.
It's a 2 hour premiere tomorrow
premiere.
night. The CW, I think 8 o'clock local time, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
I want to check it out.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not as much of a Supergirl fan. The CW version, I think it's all right. I kind of stopped watching it after that second season. I won't even lie to you. But it's the same guy that plays Superman from that series. Sus's big beef is that no, he doesn't feel like Superman to me. He
doesn't.
Lean, and yeah, I get it. I get the gripe. You can't compare him to Henry Cavill, though. This is what I told Sus. It's like it's a different universe. It's a different Superman, and it's like not everyone's gonna look like Henry Cavill. Dude, that dude is a beast. So it's like we like all our superheroes to be like straight up looking like Thor and Chris Hemmings and Thor, but it ain't always gonna happen that way. So. I'm kind of looking forward to it. They gave him a new suit and everything. The storyline looks pretty solid. I mean, this is kind of the route where Superman's with Lois. They go back to Smallville. He's got 2 teenage kids. He's going to give up the fact that he's Superman and how they kind of navigate in that world with that.
Is he wearing his Speedos on the outside of his clothes in the suit?
I think no. There's no shorts, right, Joey?
I didn't see it.
There's no shorts.
Shorts?
They took away the
shorts,
they took away
Speedos.
Well, Speedos, my well. They took away that even in the Supergirl version. You never had those. So since Cavill did that, they complimented that in the TV show. So he hasn't had Speedos in the live action.
He's not wearing on the outside, spandex and Speedos?
No spandex on the outside.
With a cape?
we haven't seen spandex on the outside on live since Superman Returns with Brandon Routh. So luckily that's a thing of the past, hopefully. So Finale, any thoughts? Or Superman just not your thing? What's up?
I'm not really a show person either.
Okay.
Like it's very hard to keep me in tune to a show. I last 2 seasons like you, and I start tapping out.
Bro,
got you.
Same thing with me. Like I'm not big on the shows. Like, and it sucks because CW's created this whole universe, and now you already know because of the whole Flash and movie Flash, TV Flash connected, and everything's connected now. But yeah, it's just I feel like I'm like so behind in previous seasons, like when Green Arrow was on, and now Flash is on season like 20 something. It's just kind of hard for me to keep up. But I think this is the first time where I'm actually intrigued in seeing how they portray or tell the story with Superman and Lois for the series.
Yeah, I'm curious. I think it's gonna be worthwhile to watch, at least if you're a fan. So I'm gonna keep
I'll get my information from you guys.
All right, that's fair. We'll have
because
more
I like
next
to
week,
know
I'm
what's
sure.
going on when I walk into the movie.
Yeah, I feel
like
you.
that's what I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of the movies.
Got you.
Yeah.
We'll have more definitely to say next week because I know Sus obviously is a huge Superman fan. So
he's a savage.
He's a hater on Hoechlin, but he'll definitely have some comments on the new show, and by then we'll have seen it. let's keep it moving. WandaVision, all three of us know about it. Let's talk a little episode 7, what we're expecting in episode 8. Episode 7 was a big ass reveal. Agatha Harkness, they finally reveals that she's one of the main villains in this.
We knew this, and we knew this.
Yeah, if you were a fan, you knew this was happening. But I just want to get you guys' thoughts on 7, what we're expecting for the last 2 episodes. How'd you feel about 7? I thought 7 was not as much action, but I thought there was a lot of story there. So you guys tell me how you're feeling about it.
That was a lot of answers.
Yep.
But I still think they're giving us a redirect. I still think they're misguiding us.
You think there's a Mephisto play coming?
Either that or Nightmare or somebody else, because she's not always just evil.
I will say this, they have said that even there's still another cameo that's coming, even past the Quicksilver thing, that someone hasn't been revealed yet. I personally think is going to be Ian McKellen Magneto. What do you guys?
That's what a lot of people think. A lot of people think it's going to be Magneto. But back to Agatha, she's not like completely bad. She usually does things. She does people's biddings or stuff like that. So the evilness that she's doing now, somebody might be pulling her strings, and getting her to do that. But yeah, it's nothing but questions at this point still. Even though they gave us a little answer, there's nothing but questions.
It's dope. And it's clear that they're trying to lead us into the new Doctor Strange, which is going to feature Scarlet Witch. They're setting up a lot in this. But Joey, let me get your thoughts on this too.
I'm with Fanal on this one, man. I think somebody's pulling Agatha Harkness's strings. In the comics, she's kind of like a caretaker for Wanda and like the children throughout in the comics. So just seeing how, she's, it was a big reveal that, Agnes, she, was Agnes the whole time, was something that we already spoke about on this show and we predicted and finally can now confirm. But I think there's a bigger reveal that we're going to get in these next 2 episodes. And I think that Quicksilver, the end credit scene where,
that was dope.
where Monica
Snooper's
Rambeau,
gonna snoop.
Yep.
Snooper's gonna snoop. What are we thinking real quick? Yeah, before I close that out, what are we thinking about Monica Rambeau and her? She's getting her powers now. How you guys
Is she photon or spectrum right now?
One of the two, yep. And at one point she was a Captain Marvel before.
Yeah, she was Captain Marvel after
before Captain Danvers.
Yeah. But to answer your question, I don't know. Is she photon?
I want to say spectrum just because
she was definitely spectrum, because when she came in, she saw the frequencies.
Right.
So she might not be photon yet, but I think the bigger hand at play is, I think it's Mephisto.
You think it's Mephisto?
Because he needed the 2 kids.
Right.
He needed the 2 kids to be able to, embody himself, and he needs Scarlet Witch, Wanda, to stay in a state of despair and grief, and that's what Quicksilver is there to keep her in.
Exactly. Yeah,
to feed off of that energy. There's a lot of signs leading up to it, but like I said, there's more questions still than answers.
And listen to that dialogue too. When you go back to, I think the episode 6, when they're doing the Halloween episode, when Quicksilver is just talking about, he tells the kids, go ahead, demon spawn kids, raise hell or something like that.
Yeah.
You pay attention to some of his dialogue, and then when she was questioning him about stuff, he was like, I'm here to give the husband problems,
he basically told her, I'm here to give you grief and stay here. The people are happier here. The hairdos are better. Everybody has a job. Stay here.
Right.
So I can keep feeding off your energy.
Right. He's there to just kind of keep her, dude. Yeah. You're staying in the matrix, girl. You're good. And even when the only time she, kind of pisses her off is when she's like, your husband can't die twice. And that's when she lost it and slapped him away and was like, what the fuck? Right. It's whoops. I shouldn't have said that.
And it's crazy, but it's he's known that Vision's been dead the whole time, even when he popped up in episode 5 and was like, hey, who's the popsicle? He already knows, so it's a way bigger. You gotta pay attention to the dialogue. It's such a bigger story.
Oh, dude, there's a lot of little subtleties, Easter eggs. I mean, the hex has been expanded. They've got all this going on. I think it's gonna be a huge finale. I'm thinking, like I said, once again, the surprise. Ian McKellen as Magneto, or Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange.
Definitely a Cumberbatch Doctor Strange. I think popping up at the end. I think things that do get really crazy, and I feel like Nightmare is gonna. I think it's gonna be Nightmare, to be honest with you, or it might be a combo between Mephisto and Nightmare.
Yeah.
They might represent just maybe within one character. That's kind of my prediction. But like you saw the book. I mean, the book that
the Book of Magic.
Focused, they focused on that. So it's going to be interesting.
At the end of the post credit, didn't Monica, like, her eyes kind of, were they purple or blue? I can't remember. They went purple, so she's under the same kind of cast spell as that Agatha has, the purple magic. Okay, so yeah, that's what I thought.
Maybe that's when she becomes Photon.
Maybe so.
She keeps getting exposed to all this magic, and it's rearranging her DNA.
It's wild, man, and it's so awesome. Like, especially when we got in, going back to episode 6, when Darcy's acknowledging, hey, you're every time you go in here, your DNA like it changes up. So it's wild how this hex is literally how we're gonna probably get the mutants for X-Men.
Yeah, well, that's happening.
Oh, they're gonna call them Hexmen.
Hexmen.
Hopefully no.
Hopefully not.
Last thing I'll say on this, since Agatha Harkness has finally been revealed, her first appearance was in the Fantastic Four comic way back in the day. Fantastic Four news, a little bit of it, that they're finally doing a reboot, and it's rumored that Jennifer Lawrence may be Sue Storm. What do you guys think of that real quick? Any comments? You care about?
Me, it's too early in the game to tell. There's nothing. I just hopefully they do it right, because they had 3 shots at it and they're all botched.
Yeah. And I had high hopes for that last one with like Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm, and I think it was Miles Teller, Mr. Fantastic. I mean, I had high hopes for it. It just didn't live up to what I felt what it looked like.
The Josh Trank one, right?
Hey, Quasi, I got one for you. For you. What if, since they're trying to introduce Fantastic Four into the Marvel Universe too, what if it's Dr. Doom behind WandaVision?
Whoa.
Now that would be.
He's a master of the mystic arts, and even Doctor Strange said he's better than him.
That's true. The only reason I don't think it's going to be him is just the way that the Feige.
I don't think it's going to be him. I was just having a fun thought. Like,
Oh no,
but that's tied in.
That's a really
what
good.
If. That's awesome. It would be awesome, but I obviously don't think it's logistically going to happen, because they don't even have the reboot set and who it's going to be in Fantastic Four yet.
But that's a cool prediction. That's a cool prediction, because Marvel's already talked about introducing Dr. Doom into the universe before actually doing Fantastic Four.
Yep. Oh, that's true.
That's why
either way, we know Fantastic Four are coming, because now that Disney has the rights to all the 20th Century Fox characters, or 21st Century Fox, whatever it is now, that's a done deal. That's happening. X-Men are going to be introduced into the universe. Fantastic Four, same thing. So yeah, we've got a lot to look forward to. Episode 8, of course, this Thursday. You guys are obviously feeling episode 7. I think just 2 more episodes to go, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
WandaVision.
Then we get Winter Soldier after that. Well, we take a week off and then get Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
the Falcon and Winter Soldier, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and sidebar, I mean, just for news sake, there was a big trailer that dropped today, Black Widow Ultimate trailer. I haven't gotten to see it yet.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. That dropped today?
Yeah, that just dropped before we started filming this. So I know we'll definitely comment on that next week.
Oh yeah, I'll be watching that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, finale, you fuck with Black Widow?
Of course I do. Marvel is just fun to me, man. There's a lot going on. Marvel just does it. They did it right. They knew what they were doing. They know it's a comic, and they're making it a comic. They're not like, this is real and this is what. No, it's a comic. So we're gonna take y'all on this ride. And I seriously think Black Widow has a version of the Super Soldier Serum.
Ooh, wow. That's a good one.
That Red Room, man.
I personally don't know what went on in that Red Room.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's like a version. Like not as good as Cap. It could never be done, replicated, but a version, because the way she took that Hulk backhand in the first Avengers and went flying through the wall, and didn't die.
Right.
No,
and she's taking some beatings. She's taking some beatings, because even in like Infinity War and stuff, she fights with some of the best. She's fighting with the best. Well, we're gonna get all that information, because we know this is a prequel, obviously, because now she's dead in the universe. But this is a prequel to like.
She's only dead in one of them.
This is true. But I'm saying, but they've already said that this one's a prequel. But yes, yeah, your point is made. Last thing I'll talk about, and I should have talked about this before when we were talking about the Superman series. So they just cast the Supergirl in the official DCEU universe, who is rumored to be, or not even rumored to be, is going to be in the next Flash movie. What's her name here? Sasha Calle. You guys familiar at all?
Not at all. She's gonna be in the Flash movie.
Yeah, the Flash.
So we're getting
movie.
a Supergirl in Flash movie.
We're gonna get a Supergirl in the Flash movie.
And you know who else you're getting in the Flash movie too, right? The
Flash?
Michael Keaton Batman.
No.
Michael Keaton.
Well,
Batman.
that's yeah. We talked about this a little before. This is actually going to be some sort of continuation of the Snyderverse because these are the characters from the Snyderverse. Ezra Miller is the Flash. They've cast Supergirl. They've talked about Michael Keaton being in there. You know, and possibly Ben Affleck too, if that happens. So
no, he's in there. Yeah,
Batmans.
Ben Affleck too.
Yeah,
it's
so
Flashpoint.
we're crossing the streams. It's
going...
Flashpoint. This is their multiverse. It's their whole deal. But you guys have any feelings on Supergirl being? First of all, I'll say this: it's weird to me that they've cast Supergirl, but we still haven't heard anything about Henry Cavill being recast as Superman in the Flash movie. That still makes no sense to me. Meaning they're still negotiating with the guy, or what?
No, he probably has a beard for another movie.
Well, I know they're doing The Witcher 2. Maybe they could, you know, maybe
got that white hair right, you know,
right?
Yeah, but he also got to get that muscle back on for Superman. That's a lot.
Well, for The Witcher, he already works out for that. So I think if he just filmed that, he's probably already in some kind of shape where he just had to probably add on a few more pounds.
Is it the same? Like, I don't know. I didn't watch The Witcher.
He's pretty built for that. He's pretty built for that. So you know.
Superman, he's up.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
And you guys got a lot to maintain.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's a lot. Just like Chris Hemsworth, they both got to eat a ton and work out a lot to keep all that mass on their bodies, right? So
yeah, I got nothing to say about it. I was never really a fan of Supergirl and all that, but I still watch it. I still watch it. I still am entertained by it, but I don't like. I go to you guys.
I think the good thing is, though, that because the Flash movie, and now they're confirming it, means that there is going to be a continuation of the Snyderverse in some kind of way. I mean, because before this, DC really wasn't committed to it. They were doing these kind of single one and done movies with the Joker, you know, and you had the Suicide Squad. They kind of separated the universe. Even the Wonder Woman 84 was still kind of separate. It's like the same, but separate, because there's no mention in 84 of anything, or even the past movie, really, just like a sprinkle, and obviously Steve Trevor connection. But what are you thinking, Joey, on this?
I think it's a little awkward that they're introducing Supergirl into this movie, but not really. I mean, it is Flashpoint, so kind of anything goes, and he's probably just zigzagging through, you know, the multiverse in DC. So I mean, the thing is you're gonna have to tell a story about her. Like, she can't just be like popping up. Like, I hope there's like some kind of backstory to it. Kind of like how he catches up with Michael Keaton. She doesn't need to have a big story arc in this movie, but at least some kind of context to get people to not be like, "Yo, what the fuck is this?" You know what I mean? Like, where's this coming from? So, yeah, I mean, it sounds good. I like what you know, what I'm hearing so far from Flashpoint, and hearing also that Snyder Cut is gonna segue into that, because I guess we're gonna get a piece of that dream sequence. Well, before that dream sequence, or you know, when Flash just kind of pops in. It says he's too late.
Yep.
So I think we're gonna finally get that, you know, some context behind that, and that's gonna kind of segue at some point into how Flashpoint's gonna work out.
Yeah, there should definitely be some connection there. I'm looking forward to that. That's they're saying that movie's gonna drop next year sometime, I believe, like middle March or April or something like that.
So is he gonna run into the Green Arrow and also the Flash from the TV series?
I don't think they're gonna cross into the movie world, but I think I think the movie guys can cross into the TV.
That's what I'm saying.
But not the other way around.
They already did that. Yeah, they already did that with in the TV series with Ezra Miller on the Flash show. So but you never know.
If Supergirl's going to be in that from the TV show, then why not the rest of the TV series people?
Yeah, well, it's a different Supergirl than the Supergirl on TV, and this is the last season coming up of Supergirl. So, but who knows what they're planning? They might do a whole like smorgasbord, for lack of a better word, where it's just a bunch of those characters.
I feel DC is rushing because they're trying to play catch up. So that's why they just threw it at us in Suicide Squad. They're like, oh, this one evolution took a step back and we have metahumans. But if somebody's not watching the shows, they're not going to know what's going on in the movie.
Yeah, this is true.
That's a gripe I have with a lot of even Marvel things. Like if they, I don't want to have to watch WandaVision to understand Doctor Strange too.
Yeah. I think though, because of the popularity of how much they got for this, the Snyder Cut release and everything, I think that's why they finally said, let's finally really green light this Flash movie and push it through, because they know there's a fan base for it. So I think that, so hopefully they're really going to try to make, to your point, make this a really good movie and make the story solid and not just be a rush, you know, mishmash of stuff. But we'll see. DC is like, they got to always prove something, whereas Marvel already has the formula, right? So who's to say? But anyway, guys, I guess, you know, pretty much that's it on the topics this week. We're going to leave a couple things to Sus when he comes back next week. Once again, movie talk on the feature presentation. My guys, Joey, my guys, Finale. I guess we'll have our social medias down here, guys. Subscribe if you like the channel. Share with your friends and all that. Help the channel grow and all that. And we'll see you guys next week talking movies and TV and whatever else, right?
Yes, sir.